Hello and welcome to a special edition of the Jersey Shore Musicians Podcast. Today, I got the guys from the Manafirkin Brewing Company.
Hey, what's going on?
What's going on, guys?
Why don't you introduce yourselves?
Don Husak.
Todd Hunt.
And they are the owners and proprietors of this establishment. And first off, I just want to thank you guys because with what you've done for us and letting us have our things here, it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's great. We love having you.
Yeah,
And
it's a great. You guys do a great job. It's we love local music, and you do too. And you promote it. We promote it. That's what we want to do.
yeah, and we hope you like the beer too.
I mean, I can tell you I've had so many messages that after the shows we've done here, people that come here and they're like, wow, that place is fucking awesome.
Nice.
They love the atmosphere and the beer. The only thing I'm mad about is there's no more raspberry wheat.
That's coming back.
It's coming back. Yeah.
That should be a permanent fixture.
It's on the roster for the summer beers to be made again.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Because I came in here, it's like a month ago, and I asked for it. And they're like, oh, we don't have it anymore. I was like,
Wah, wah.
That's my favorite. It's so good.
Yeah, the menu changes a lot, but good beers like that we try to keep on.
Well, you have the staples like the Aussies. The Aussies is really good.
Yeah, Juicy Shore, Aussies, Leland's Law,
Last known now.
Last known coordinates.
That's just started.
Yeah,
so.
things eventually make their way to the lineup and they stay there. So.
That's good. Why don't you give us a little history on the Manafirkin Brewing Company and how you guys got started? And
Well, he started as a home brewer 13 years. When we met for 13 years,
Right.
we met a mutual friend of ours. He introduced me to him, and then we hung out a couple times. I tried his beer at his house, and it was pretty good beer. So things evolved, and we were like, listen. We always wanted to maybe do a brewery. Heath always thought about it too. And
Yeah, I was going to do more of an upgraded system in my garage. I have a 3-car garage, and I was going to dedicate a side for a bigger production just for like friends and family type of a thing. And Todd was like, well, hey, listen, if you're going to be dropping coin like that in your house, he's like, might as well just try
Let's
to do this
do it.
in a warehouse
And if
somewhere.
it doesn't work out here, we'll bring it back to your house.
Right. And we're still here. So.
And we're here 7 years. So
Yeah.
yeah, because today is your 7th year anniversary.
Yes, it is.
That's
Today's
why we're
7.
here.
Yeah.
So he's been home brewing. He's been brewing for over 20 years. So
Yeah.
I have a business background. He's got a brewing background, and we're like, let's do this.
Just tag team it, yeah.
Yeah, let's do
Yeah,
it.
and it was a good team up.
We couldn't do it without each other.
And the
Yeah.
the wives
without
help a
doubt.
lot too.
They're always running around this place,
Yeah.
yelling at everybody.
That's true.
Yeah. They got to keep us in check.
Especially me, probably. But
I got one of those. I know how it goes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So today is your 7th anniversary.
Yeah, 7 years. Yeah, we're going to have a big all-day party here today. We got food trucks. We got a dessert truck. Somebody's walking in with balloons right now. Yeah, it's going to be great.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So let's get a little bit into the music side of you guys. You guys have a little dedicated outdoor stage in your beer garden.
We have a stage out back in our brew in the outside tap area.
Beer garden.
In the beer garden, right. And, we built a stage there, and we like to have original music. Bands come. We do almost like a Woodstocky type of a day where we have like 4 or 5 bands that come play, and it's like an all-day event, so it's actually really cool.
Once we did the outside, we did the stage, and then we wanted to just constantly, we both love music and local music, original music.
Right, and we know a lot of guys like you and, Chris
the connection
Fritz
helped,
and Ned Ryerson and those guys.
Yeah,
and
Chris Fritz, Ned Ryerson.
Yeah, so they all,
the Pickles.
they're so, interwoven in this whole scene, and they help us make it happen,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it takes a community. To make that
It does, right.
And I always praise you guys because a lot of places around here, especially around here, they'll let music happen at their place, but they'll never give original music a chance. So when you find a spot that's actually willing to do that for you, you got to take the opportunity and run with it.
And it turns out that those are some of the busiest packed days that we have. And when we do the original music.
Chuck Wednesday nights.
Chuck the Brewing. Yeah, he's here every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday he
doing
brings
his
in
thing and
local kids that want to come in and shine
more
a
of
little
like
bit.
an open mic.
Yeah, I know
type
Chuck.
level.
He's a good dude.
Yeah, so they bunch of people come in. They do their they do their single thing, and then before you know it, at the end of the night, these guys are doing like a jam band session.
And then Chuck's over there drinking. He's not even doing anything because everybody else is playing music now.
Right.
Sounds like he set himself up right.
Yeah, he's no dummy,
Yeah.
He played the game.
Yeah, right.
So I know when we come here, we do our events outside. We've also done some inside. It's a little bit of a loud room, so you got to tone it down when you come inside. But you really do have a beautiful place.
Thank you very much.
I know me and my wife were caught here many times, day drinking on a Saturday.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So like I said, we come here, we do our shows, and we hold on, just had a brain fart right there. Yeah, that's the beauty of editing.
We're not even drinking.
I was going somewhere with that.
Well, it's almost 11:30 in the afternoon.
Well, that is true.
We have a beer called 11:30 in the afternoon.
It's true. All right, so we're almost there. Well, what, 23 minutes?
4.5%. So it's
an nice easy one.
It's an easy one. Yeah.
There you go. But I was that's what I was saying. We started doing our shows here because my old band had played here with Chris Fritz and Dying Light, and you had
Dying Light. You guys were great.
You ended up liking Useless, and you came out and saw us at Burning Betty's that one night, and we got to talking, and I was like, "Would you guys be down for doing a show?" And you're like, "Hell yeah!"
Yes.
And then
that's how it starts.
Yeah, it's always how it starts.
Yeah.
But my thing is, not enough people are open to it. They think original music, especially when you're on the heavier end of the spectrum, they just think, people are going to get violent and then trash the place. But it's really not like that. Yeah. If the people know that this place is treating the musicians well, and then this is something that can happen regularly, they're going to be respectful. You know, and not to mention we drink a lot.
Yeah,
well, so it's good for you guys.
Yes,
it's a good mix.
Yeah, I love the original band scene. Figured out that band.
They've been on our podcast.
Yeah.
They actually did an acoustic set here.
I think they were one of the originals to actually our first concert we did. They were, I think it was them, Useless. I think we even have a poster in our office. Every time they made a poster, we kept it in our office.
That's awesome. And Dying Light, I think.
Dying Light, because Dying Light was the lead.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep,
that was a great day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was super
That's
fun.
kind of how it started.
Yes. Yeah. Well, hopefully we have a bunch more of those this summer.
Yeah, I've been trying to, but it's just between trying to find a sound guy and trying to get bands to line up for that day, and then me be available that day. It's just been a nightmare.
Yeah, it's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah. And not to mention us musicians, we're flaky people.
we're always open to any dates. I mean, Corinne can set it up and make sure if there's nothing else on the docket that day, we can make it happen.
Sure. Yeah. If there's any musician out there that wants to play here, you know, the stage is yours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just get in touch with these guys or Corinne. Corinne's normally behind the bar.
Right.
She runs the joint.
Yeah.
The day-to-day, I guess you could say.
Yeah, taproom manager. Yeah.
There you go.
Doing a great job. Brandon's doing a great job in our outside sales.
Yeah, Brandon will be over here at some point.
Yeah. You hear him chatting away.
Yeah.
He's a businessman.
So we've been distributing cans for about a year. We started around this time last summer.
Right.
Yeah, no, I've been seeing you guys pop up in all the local liquor stores, and
it's well received. And it's good.
Well, I mean, you guys got great beer.
Thank you.
So why don't you get into a little bit about all the different beers you have? And
all right, yeah. So we have our latest one was Sing Like a Canary, which is an IPA. I think it's 6.5%.
Yeah.
Double Simcoe hops in that beer with Warrior and Altus, I think it is.
Yeah.
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 So it's good. It's Simcoe's. It kind of reminds me of Dogfish Head 60 Minute, kind of a little bit.
Go.
Yeah. It's just a good, easy drinking,
same
not
with
bitter type
same
of
with
an IPA.
Wirebacker. They have a double Simcoe beer. And
Yeah.
It's just a great beer.
That was a great beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
You actually got that for me.
And I think that's how it came about.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not huge on the IPAs, but
We're going to close up shop right now. You can get out.
no, it's just not my.
But it's
I
funny,
hear you.
like,
It's very an acquired
before
taste.
the brewery, I wasn't really an IPA. I was stouts, porters, browns,
Right.
reds, just everything but an IPA.
Yeah, I remember one
but
time.
I got into it. It's an acquired taste, and I like those grainy ones now.
Yeah.
Like I like some of the hazy ones, like the hazy IPAs, but
Yeah, they could be more, palatable in a sense of body, the body and the fruitiness.
I think what ruined it for me is I went to the Atlantic
non-bitter.
City Beer Festival one time, and this one place had some like triple IPA, and it literally tasted like you were just chewing on a hop.
Well, that's
And it just ruined it for me. Because now, as soon as I drink an IPA, I go right back to that moment, and it was horrid.
You went to the end of the line.
Yeah,
you didn't. You should have went to the beginning,
Right,
and
right.
you probably would have had a better experience.
That's like
how
drinking,
you have to
Dogfish
evolve.
had 120 minute. I mean, yes, it's an IPA, but you can, if somebody's not really knowing what they're drinking, you can ruin their palate with it.
Oh, yeah. So that day ruined me. I was just like,
and ruin their night.
Yeah, that's true too.
But yeah, like I said, the raspberry wheat I love, the Ozzy's orange peel. It's like the best Blue Moon I've ever had.
Yeah, that's a good staple, served with an orange peel.
I know Jeff, my cohort, who's not here, asshole. He loves to wake the frick up. That's
my dad's favorite. That's the oatmeal coffee stout.
Yeah.
Was it last summer we were doing the first show here, and it was like 95 degrees out, and he's just slamming down those stouts.
That's my kind of
And
drinker.
next thing I know, I look over at him, and he's just like swaying at the table. I'm like, "You all right, dude?" He goes, "Oh, I don't think so."
Well, that's
It's like you need to get some water in here.
That's why we have a variety all year round. So if you want to drink that stout in a 90-degree weather, it's here.
For the non-seasonal
or if you
drinkers.
want a pilsner in the freezing cold weather, it's here. So we have a variety for whatever time of the year is. So
Right.
We
don't
always
really-
want to have 20 plus beers on
Yeah,
tap.
we don't
so
brew for season. We just have almost everything on tap at all
there's
times.
certain seasonals. That we do,
Yeah, certain
Yeah.
seasonal stuff, but like we have our Christmas beers and
Right. Halloween beers.
Halloween beer stuff. But
Yeah, I know my wife is a big fan of the seltzers, like the bubbly and
yeah, surprisingly they sell very well.
Yeah.
that 10% seltzer, man.
The bubbly, yeah.
Yeah, the bubbly that was kind of like a one-off for us. I was like, yeah, let's just make a seltzer, and we started adding.
Like, let's make it 10% too.
Yeah, and I was getting grape must and grape juice from I think Washington. They were getting shipped out, and I was adding that to the seltzer, and it was banging. It was so good, and we served it in like this little champagne flute because it has like a champagne-y kind of a feel to it, and we can't get it off menu. I mean, people.
But it's got a nice body to it. Like you drink a lot of these seltzers from the cans, they're just kind of blah, and they're just
They're
like,
super sugary. You got a headache
they're
and-
lifeless. They're
yeah.
like there's
Yeah.
like, not that I drink a lot of seltzers, but if you taste them, it's like
Yeah.
So we feel like ours has a little more body and
Right.
you get a little more substance out of
I
it.
just hate how they're so super sweet, and the next morning you always have that headache and the hangover.
They
Right.
can be.
You feel like shit.
Right,
yeah.
right. And this one's universal too, because we can actually on Sundays we cut it with juice, like orange juice, and we make mimosas.
Mimosas, yeah.
Yeah, so we have a truck outside on Sunday that does breakfast, and we have mimosas.
And
on
then we
Sunday.
do a split batch, and we call it, it's a cherry, and we do it, Don't Call Me Shirley, and Don't Call Me Shirley.
And Don't Call Me Shirley, right?
Because
So
it's like,
that-
it looks like a Shirley
Yeah,
Temple.
and then you
but-
have the apple one too that you
Yeah.
do with the apple barrels, right?
Yes, yeah, that was unbelievable.
Yeah.
That was
And
we
you know,
barrel
and
aged the
that's how the-
seltzer,
right.
and like people were like, "Wait, you're doing what?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm putting a seltzer in some barrels." And
So until we tasted it, we didn't know what it was going to taste like, and we couldn't believe that the apple shined.
yeah, we
so
put
that's why we called it.
it was
that,
Applejack
because it was
brandy
like-
barrels, so it took up a lot of the apple flavor, and surprisingly, it tasted like apple juice.
Right.
It was crazy. So Brandon actually, that was his first name
Named beer.
of a,
Yeah.
and it was
He
what?
was trying for years to name.
He was
a
trying to
beer.
name a beer, and he just never got there. But then all of a sudden he came out with this name, Unbelievable, and so he named the seltzer. He still hasn't named the beer yet.
He still shit out in the beer department.
And then one of my favorites is the different is beautiful.
Yes,
Because my nephew's autistic, so I really love that you do that.
yep,
And
that
they-
was our beer tender, Shauna. She sets up that event.
Right.
It's a charity for it's awareness for autism, and we made that seltzer for that event.
And we do a lot of charity events.
Yeah, we do a
here.
lot of that stuff, yeah.
We like doing, donating back to wherever we can.
Yeah, I know. My wife and her friend Dawn, they do a bunch of their. They raise a lot of money for charity to run from like marathons in Disney and stuff like that, and they do fundraisers and stuff here. With you
Yeah,
guys.
that's great, and I'm all for it too. So we love to help in that aspect as much as we can.
Yeah, because my wife runs for No Kid Hungry, and then Dawn runs for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. And
It's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're normally here doing stuff at our events, and then they do things here on their own too.
That's cool.
So I really appreciate all the things that you guys do outside of just making beer.
Yeah,
Appreciate
you can
it.
always do more too. So that's what we're about.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
we can do whatever.
and that's the thing. It's what we preach on this podcast, and especially what the music community, especially around here, needs is it needs that community. Like everybody's just trying to help each
Yes,
other
everyone's
instead
on
of
board.
you trying to shit on this guy to get to
Right.
your next step. You know,
Right.
And it's just become such a dog eat dog world that. It really does suck that you have to actually try to force there to be that community these
Right.
days.
Right.
And it's nice to know that there is still places that value that.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah. No, that's great.
Because we try to do a lot for musicians as much as we can, but we don't make money off this podcast. So wherever we can slide ourselves in there to try to do something, that's how we do it. And
Sure.
then we make it like when we were here, each band would donate like a T-shirt to us, and then we'd raffle off, throw $5 in the bucket to help us fund our next event, and
Right.
we'll raffle off all the T-shirts that we get at the end of the night and stuff
cool.
like that.
awesome.
We don't make money off this. This is such a pure passion project.
Passion.
yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's a lovely craft.
And you do a great job.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've been playing 20 years. Jeff's been playing probably a little over 25 years, and we're getting towards the tail end of our careers where we're not out there busting our asses on
Yeah.
stage every weekend anymore.
Right.
But we're trying to find ways to help the ones that are and try
Yeah.
to make opportunities for them that we wish we had back then.
So I was at the Bird and Betty's with you that night. So I met you that night too, right?
Yes.
That the original night,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, because it was us and Dying Light at
Yeah,
Burn Betty.
that's
Yeah.
right. That's
Yeah.
right.
That was a cool show.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you don't see many of those shows at Bird and Betty's. That was probably a one-off right there. We're not their kind around there, I guess you could say.
Well, what was that story you were telling me with Brett? Didn't he say he was?
I think my son might know. You go out to PA and do stuff or no?
No, not PA, no.
No, it's not. There's some kind of connection with you guys.
Or maybe he saw the podcast, perhaps.
Yeah, I don't know. My son watched your podcast.
I am very involved in a lot of things.
Yeah, so
I pride myself on.
His
I'm a
son
man of
goes to
I
networking.
don't know I'd have to ask him again. I don't know the particulars of how, but he's like, I was listening one day, and I'm like, man, he's like,
It was sponsored by
it's
Manafirkin.
sponsored by Manafirkin. He's like, and then when he came home from college, he's like, oh, I got to tell you, I don't know, he's trying to figure out who the guy.
Yeah,
he
somewhere
knew.
he must have caught your podcast. I
We've
think.
had, like I said, at this point, I think we've had like 50-something bands on.
Yeah.
So if he just happened to be
That's pretty
following
amazing,
one
actually,
of the bands,
But
to do that many.
it's like here, he didn't say anything, I didn't say anything to him,
Yeah.
or he didn't say anything to me until he saw that Manafirkin was sponsoring it, and he's like, what the frig, So it's just, so you're reaching out to a lot of
that's
what's
what we're
cool
trying
about
to do.
it. That's
know?
what's
Yeah,
cool.
just to show you that the
That
word is spreading. His son
right,
out in
people-
Pennsylvania in college captured your podcast.
Yeah.
somewhere.
I mean, this won't be out for a couple weeks, but like you figure right now, it's May 18th, and normally, when we started this podcast, it was like we were pulling teeth to keep an episode every 2 weeks. And as of right now, my next opening for a Monday night to record is in August.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
Wow.
badass.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
and I'm not even trying anymore. They're
Right.
just,
Yeah.
I'm
just
telling
piling
people,
in.
I'm telling people like I'll message you back in like a month or two.
Wow.
Right.
Good for you, man.
Yeah,
That's
that's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, it's slowly starting.
It's
to go.
got
We're
wheels.
We're about 3 years in right now, so
Right.
yeah. I mean, it's a slow roll. We're a very very niche podcast, and a lot of our success relies on the bands that we have on. Because
Right.
the more that they share it, like they share their episode, and then this is what I
Right, you're
want.
capturing-
Yeah, what
you're
I want to
capturing
happen
different
is,
audience.
say you check out the Dying Light episode, right?
Yep.
And then the next week you go on YouTube, it's gonna say, because you watch this, listen to this, and
Right.
it's gonna throw you some random band you've never seen before.
That's cool.
And then hopefully you watch that, and then that cycle continues
Yeah,
and
right.
happens to everybody, and it just gives everybody a shared fan base, I guess you
Right,
could
right.
say. That's our goal.
It's awesome.
No, that's great.
And like I said, here, we love being here. You guys are great to us, and we can't thank you enough for that.
No, that's great. Yeah, we thank you as well.
Because I know a lot of places that I have approached about doing events, it's like you get there and they're like, all right, we only want this. You can only do this kind of music, and they can only play for this long. And you guys are just like,
Let it ride.
Just
do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
Here you guys, just
It's your stage.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
know?
you just gave me the keys and you're like, drive away, kid. and it worked out really well because all our shows here have been very, very successful.
Yes,
Yeah.
they have been. Yeah.
So it's good. Even those first two, even though they were scorchers. I
Yeah,
picked
I
like
remember it
the,
being
the
hot.
worst
Yeah.
days. What was it Labor Day weekend? It was like
Yeah.
99
Yeah, it was
degrees.
boiling.
With,
Yeah, no
with the heat
breeze.
index, it was like 109, and the poor guys are up on stage, and they're just like, you can see them just dripping sweat. I'm like, I felt so bad.
Yeah,
But,
it was fun.
It was good times.
Yeah.
Where's Brandon? You thought he was going to join us. Upcoming.
So what's your future in music playing?
Well, me and Jeff, we have a band. It's called Sonic Honey. We don't really play out. We just kind of record and
Okay.
put out songs here and there. And that's really about it.
Okay.
You know, I do a lot of the behind the scenes stuff now.
Right.
You know, I'm in my 40s. I don't. It's a young man's game.
Yeah.
It really is. Like I don't want to get up. I don't want to get up, go to work, fly home from work, drive 3 hours to a show, play for an hour, and then get home at 3 o'clock in the morning to go to work again at 5 o'clock in the morning the next
right,
day.
right.
I ain't got that in me anymore.
Fair enough.
Welcome, sir. Here's your mic right there.
Awesome.
Why don't you introduce yourself and what you do around here?
I am Brandon. I am the sales manager, director.
Swiss Army knife guy.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah. Bartend a little bit on the weekends. I'm in charge of all the distribution here at the brewery for the last about a little over a year.
A little over here.
Yeah. So
He's doing a great job.
thanks.
Yeah. So
all those cans in liquor stores you see were
that's my man hustling over
hand-
here.
Yeah.
Picked by
yeah.
Brandon.
So I guess I'll give you a little bit of a background of where we started and where we are now. If that's all right.
Yeah.
So we
You
started.
want to sing a song?
No, I don't think anybody wants to hear that.
A little kumbaya.
What if God was one of us?
You go there.
I was thinking Austin Powers.
I'm
so.
not surprised.
So we started, our first canning date was March 27th last year.
Yeah.
And we launched with 5 beers, 3 lagers, and 2 of our staple beers, Ozzy's Orange Peel, which is a Hefeweizen, and Juicy Shore, which is a citrus IPA. And
Yeah,
You
we're
know.
still selling them today.
yeah, we're still selling those today. Juicy Shore has become our flagship beer. I thought starting out that Ozzy's was going to be that beer for us because of how much we sell in-house. And a lot of things that you do in-house do translate, kind of give you an idea of what
Yeah.
the reception
Yeah, what
would be.
sells in-house
Sure.
should sell out there. Yeah.
But
Right.
there's also a lot of things, I'd say it's like 50-50 that kind of, that take you by surprise. But wow, this is really taking off out of house too. So Juicy's definitely been that beer for us. Ozzy's does do really well
I
out
love
of
the
house.
Ozzy. It's
Yeah.
great summer.
IPAs sell out of house.
IPAs
I
are
mean,
just
we've
dominate
figured it out.
the shelves, so
I know.
yeah. We started out, really just hit the ground running with those beers, and with the time we started canning last year, it was this time of year, it's everybody's getting amped up for the summer, and so it was just trying to get prepared for it and get us into kind of many places as we could, and really
The
think about it.
response was great. I
Yeah.
mean, we were, in certain areas, we wanted to make sure we're getting, things right and
Yeah.
going slow with
Yeah,
the
different
process.
areas are going to sell different.
right.
What really helped us, being open at the time without, being in distribution for the first several years we were open, gave us kind of a chance, because there's no really comparison from the first 5 years to even the last 2, because we're on a completely different system now. The brewery itself in-house has just grown leaps and bounds to completely.
you got the whole other room
Yeah,
now,
it's a
yeah.
completely different. It's like starting a new business, basically. I'm sure these guys
Super
feel
efficient.
that. Yeah,
This new system is very efficient.
Yeah.
Yeah, you heard the history of everything before. So where we are now is just a completely different ball game, and I was kind of just lucky enough to just be drinking here for the first 5 years, and they kind of got to know these guys, and hey, you want to sell beer? And I was like, yes, I do.
Congratulations,
So-
pal. You drank yourself into an opportunity.
Thanks. Yeah. So, really lucky, really, really happy. We're doing a lot of really cool things. Even there's no comparison, even just from a year ago. Like, I can't even believe how fast the last year has gone. Just preparing not that like I didn't have confidence like last year, you know, like I knew like our beer would be well received, and I knew like just I grew up in this area my whole life, you know, so like I kind of knew like a lot of people, and I just knew a lot of people that already knew about us and liked us, you know, and going to these places, like wasn't the hardest thing in the world to kind of get our beer, you know, launched and going, but it's night and day just in the last year, because we're that much more established a year in, and we're in so many more places just since the end of last summer going into this summer, and the excitement is still there for these places to have us still, like going into this summer, if not even more than last summer.
I know a lot of people that I know from around here. Like I tell them, "Oh, we're going down to Manafirkin." They're like, "What?" Like most people don't even know this place is here.
Sure.
But once they get here, they're like, "Oh fuck, this place is great."
So we are like a little bit of a hidden gem back here. But what we talk about all the time is what we've been seeing, especially over the winter, is like on the week, like on Saturdays especially, we'll get we still get regulars on the weekends, but we get a lot of people that we've never seen before, like a lot of first timers coming here to the brewery, and they'll tell us like, "Hey, I was at this liquor store and I picked up your beer, and that's what brought me here." So to see, that's the payoff, you know. Like that's why.
Yeah, we've noticed those stories too.
You know,
Don and I were here one, kind of opening up a little bit, and guy came in. We weren't open yet. He's like, we're not open yet. And he's like, "Oh, do you mind if I grab some beers to go? Because I'm heading back home to Massachusetts." He's like, "Oh, sure."
Yeah.
So we ended up selling. And then he was talking about, "Hey, my son picked up this Juicy Shore at whatever liquor store on the island. I want to bring some home from my friends."
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
those stories never get old. So
that's probably the best compliment you guys.
It
have.
is.
So listen, take.
It is. You know, so it does make you, feel good. You know, and it just. But people like the beer, like, and what's good beer, you know, and it's just like, so that's the biggest thing. Like we're putting out really good product out there, you know.
And we're also sitting on about 40 barrels, aging beers. I don't know if you can see them from the camera, but they're behind me.
No,
and
mostly just the
behind
kegs.
Matt.
Here, let me
You can get the barrels behind you guys.
There's some barrels, and so we're sitting on a lot of product here that's aging, and a lot of stouts. We got
our peanut butter or Jiffy.
Yeah, we got the peanut butter porter that's aging in some of the barrels there. We got a sour funky margaritas in there, a new dark beer.
We don't know the name yet.
Yeah, we don't know that name yet.
Sporadically through this, I'll walk around and take some video, and we'll just
cool.
we'll show some video of around the place too.
Yeah, so from now until maybe the end of this winter, a lot of these barrels will be cherry picking.
Right behind us is pumpkin.
Yeah, we got
our Oh Dear Gourd is right
we made
behind us.
our Halloween beer already, and that's been aging. So, Baba Bluey.
Yeah, Baba Bluey.
That's our blueberry lager.
Sounds tasty.
Yeah, no, that one was actually well received, and we didn't do that one. And I think last year we didn't do that one, and people were kind of pissed.
Right.
They were like,
yeah, there's a lot.
we were really getting like hate mail.
Get people to get angry over it.
If there's no raspberry wheat in here soon, I'm going to riot. Just saying.
That's just coming.
So yeah, I was like, guys, we have to do Baba Bluey this year. So these guys are really going to get mad.
We had customers wanting half Bluey and half Jif, and it was like a peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah,
like it was like
the blueberry lager mixed with the peanut butter porter.
It was
that sounds interesting.
Yeah, we've had it. The guys were mixing them on. They were mixing them on the taps because the taps were side by side. And somebody was talking about it, and I tried it too, and I was like, "Whoa!"
I never think to put those two together, but
it tasted like a jelly sandwich.
We might blend a barrel of each and make it
an actual
beer.
Right.
So we might be experimenting.
Yeah.
With
Heard it here first, folks. And then back to what he was saying before. I remember our first show, we had a band called Vessels play, and all those dudes are from like Neptune, Long Branch, and I can tell you that they came here once, drank some beer, and they have been here at least once a month ever since.
No
Yeah.
shit.
The whole group of them, whether they're in all their wives.
That's cool.
They come down here all the time to hang out on a Saturday or Sunday afternoon and just drink all day.
That's great.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that's awesome.
Maybe they can play here this summer again.
Yeah, those are my dudes. So I'll try to get them back this year.
Yeah, just the the volume in our tap room, everything's just going really in a great direction, and it's a really exciting time around here. So yeah. I think you see it just in the like. I know myself, like I'm here all the time, but like, you know, I know they're excited, and just everybody has, whether you're here 1 day a week or, you know, 5 days a week, like everybody's just excited to be here.
See,
and,
my only
you know,
suggestion has nothing to do with the beer, just some sound dampening.
Yeah.
Because even without bands, it gets so loud in this place, just people talking.
Right.
You're like sitting next to somebody, you're like screaming at them.
I was in Maine one time, and we were in Kennebunkport, and just having lunch, and you know they had a great beer menu, and I had this stout, and I was like, man, this beer is awesome, and I'm like, oh, Barreled Souls. I'm like, where is this place? Oh, it's 15 minutes away. We're going.
Yeah.
But that's how it works. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You're at a place, you're at a restaurant, liquor store, whatever. I've experienced it too, and we were like, it's 15 minutes away. Let's go to this place, and the place was awesome.
Yeah.
So that's. You know, I've learned that myself, you know, like how we design things here. Like my experience is going to breweries and seeing things in this.
You want it to be comfortable.
Yeah.
Right. If someone's comfortable in a place,
Right.
it's
Again,
yeah.
but again, I tasted their beer at a place, and I'm like, wow, this is a great stout. And I'm like, you know, it's called Barreled Souls. I'm like, they must barrel age everything. And then we went, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
So
I think we get a lot of that here. Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. So we're getting a lot of that back to us. You know,
like I said, my guys in Vessels, they do breweries all over the place. They always go to Icarus and
Right.
a couple of other places. But once they came here, like this became one of their spots.
Right.
Sure.
So, like it's a really cool place, a great vibe, and amazing beer.
Right.
Cool.
So yeah.
Well, and hopefully now that we get into some nice weather, if it stays, you know, nice coming up, the outside, you know, opens up. I mean, you know, like it
Yeah.
opens up just a whole different world here. Like, you know, have like cool like music outside and just
Yeah,
cool
it's a
events
cool beer
outside.
garden,
You
yeah.
know,
Well,
like
it's really
just,
cool when you guys do the igloos in the winter too.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's-
we
it's-
utilize that outside as best we can.
It's
for-
very cool.
Yeah.
It's, we did the igloo the one night, and it's just
It's fun. It's
yeah,
different.
it's just an experience.
Sure.
I would love to do that when it was snowing. That would be
Yeah.
optimal.
yeah,
Yeah,
Jersey's
people-
been
you don't get much
lacking a
snow.
lot of that lately.
We get a ton of fucking rain.
Oh yeah,
I feel like it's been raining. It's like Seattle for the last.
That's what I'm saying.
wind
Like,
and rain,
yeah.
gray skies.
Yeah,
Jersey.
everybody's jonesing for some nice weather. and
Because I work on the island, so like the corner of I'm on 86th and the Boulevard, and we've had 2 feet of water.
You
on
need
our-
a boat.
on it. Yeah, sometimes there was 2 days I couldn't even get to our office.
hovercraft.
Right.
You know, I called my boss. I sent him a picture from across the road. I'm like, bro, I can't even get there.
Wow.
Like,
Yeah, it's
Need
great.
a kayak.
oh yeah. At our corner, there's literally 2 to 2.5 feet of water.
I believe it.
sometimes.
Yeah.
So you and it's all salt water. You drive through that,
Yeah.
You're done.
ruin your car.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen.
All right, well, let's do the walkthrough.
Anything else you want to bring up? Anything you want to promote?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Oh, June. I think it's June 2nd. Is that Saturday? What's the Saturday?
I don't know if this will be out by then, but we'll try.
Oh, okay. All right. If it's not, yeah. But we have a vendor event here. There's
June
like
June 1st.
Is it June 1st?
I think, yeah.
No, I think that's a Friday, isn't it?
30th,
all right,
first or second.
Whatever. First, second,
Yeah.
third.
Yeah.
Somewhere in
Who's
there.
on first? I don't know. But there's 15 vendors coming. And this could be outside and, you know, all crafty stuff. So,
That's very cool.
yeah, it's going to be a good time. So,
Yeah.
I think we'll have food truck and everything.
Yeah, you guys always have food trucks
Yeah,
here.
so now we
Yeah.
can advertise it.
And all
so-
the
Well, yeah,
events.
now that the ABC laws have
Yeah.
receded a little bit, it's much easier on
Yeah.
you guys. I know they used to make you guys your life hell.
Yeah, it's a lot better now. Thank God.
Yeah, because they used to give you shit about having food trucks and you
Right.
can only have so many events. And
Correct.
So
Yeah, it's
silly.
just, it was such bullshit.
Yeah,
So
a lot of red tape, but now it's much better for all breweries. So
yeah, I mean,
congrats to
why would you want to
all of
stunt
us.
business?
Right.
That's my
Right,
thing.
yeah.
You're paying taxes, aren't you?
Right, yeah.
A lot.
Yeah,
Right?
A lot.
Yeah, see, so why stop that?
Right.
It's like shooting yourself in the foot. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Well, like I said, thank you guys.
Thank
We really
you.
do. We really
Appreciate it.
appreciate everything you guys do for us and everything you guys do for local original music. And
Yeah. You have an idea or whatever, you let us know.
Yeah.
We're in.
great guys.
All right,
And,
peace out.
This is
Thanks.
the end.
Thank you.
Hold on, where's my button? See you guys in 2 weeks.